men are really toxic in any way in displaying certain behaviors. Aside from if it's wrong, it's wrong. So if you are abusive and if you talk down to persons, if you're abusive, whether physically or verbally, it's wrong. So I am not going on that side. Because I don't think you would call that toxic. You're just wrong. Right? So I don't think if it's an issue where you think the person you are dealing with should be a little more subtle or a little more aggressive. I just think it comes out to the person you are dealing with.
Right. So yes, the idea that is out there is the question posed about toxic masculinity. It is from my perspective. There's some truth to it because we have had the experience of men over the years, with some really strong chauvinistic behaviors. They would have disregarded the role of women. And when I say role, not domestic role, but just the purpose of a woman and how she is to be viewed in society, in the world, right? They have dismissed them and relegated their roles to just base pleasures, right? So for those, definitely, I agree in calling those behaviors out because they're wrong. As Brother Mark said, the abusiveness physically, verbally, emotionally, those are definitely wrong. And in no age those should be accepted. And so for masculinity, the view of masculinity or definition is being changed to suit a certain agenda. Because to be masculine, as Mark said, has some of the tenets to be provider, protector. You're the first to answer any call. You're the first one. Any violence coming towards a family, home person, the male is expected to go in front and to lead the charge and to defend. But if the same male says, use a simple two-letter word as no, it is looked at as being toxic. I have had that experience in corporate world where certain women who are around would want to use their femininity to gain access and to coerce me to help them do their roles and carry out functions. And when I use the word, I said, no, I won't be able to assist you to do this at this point in time. I am looked at as being toxic. But I said I say I am okay with that because as a man and as a human being, I have the liberty and the right to refuse certain advances, right? And if I am viewed as being toxic, not displaying in the form of chivalry or not being accommodative all the time, I personally am cool with being described as being toxic in that regard. So the crudeness of our male species, yes, has to be dealt with and called out, but also has to be retrained because as we have been discussing, some of those things have come from our experiences, learned and assimilated. Some attitudes you don't even know how you get it, but then when you get into a session, you realize that you have had those experiences over a period of time, so it forms part of your personality as a man. And I'm always quick to look into my own self to see if I am spewing any toxicity and affecting anyone around. If I find that I am a person who I can go to and check myself in and get those things sorted out. But I do believe from my own experience that there's a definite agenda out there to sideline us men to make us look as if we are dragons and the enemies and we're not supposed to be entreated. We only serve the base needs of society.
Thank you, gentlemen. Sorry, no question.
Yes, going back to the whole matter of mentorship. Sorry, I can only think that, well, my question, in my mind, not to you yet, is how necessary or how much mentorship would have been required if the family structure was more effective in terms of a male figure in the home, in the family setting, guiding and providing the necessary foundations that are needed. And so, when I'm listening to the conversations, because we're hearing that basically everybody at some point in their life didn't really have the support of a father. And so all of you would appreciate whatever mentorship you have received, apart from Roger and the 2 years with his father, Philip, but he didn't really speak how much of mentorship he got from Daddy before he died. But I'm just thinking, how much the family structure, had it been that fathers been there more, guiding, imparting wisdom, guidance and so on, how much would it have been effective, and to kind of put aside the need for this dire mentorship that everybody spoke of. So my question is, do you think that you would have needed that level of mentorship if father had stuck around and father had done the necessary guidance, grooming? And also, I am looking at the panel and I'm seeing that there are husbands and fathers on the panel. And with your experience of not having mentorship as much as how you would have wanted it, what are your thoughts, your plan for your child? Roger, what's your plan for Jaden? How much mentorship or guidance are you giving him now? Philip, I don't know whether mic fast, but you have a daughter, you have a son coming. Sorry, Vanessa. But yeah, whoever, even if it's an adopted child, whoever, how much are you preparing yourselves to ensure that your son don't have to walk out there and say, God, I need a mentor, how much of that, how much thoughts have you been given, the fact that this was a need for you growing up, and how much plans have you made that this is not going to be my son's reality, because I'm going to ensure that I provide the necessary guidance and foundation that he needs. And I understand that different areas in development, you go to university and you might take mentorship from a lecturer in that particular specialized area that you're in. But I'm talking about basic foundational stuff. How you talk to a woman, how you dress yourself, how you put yourself together to go to church as compared to go to the movies. There are certain things that a man, a real father would have imparted to their child, and then that would be a foundation for you to grow on. When you go out there in life, even if a mentor don't attach himself to you, you would know that these are things that I had gotten in my foundational development that I could have built on. So, if you had gotten that, do you think you would have needed so much mentorship from somebody outside, even in the church or wherever? And what are your plans for your sons when they come?
Hey, that's a really good question. Hey.
And somebody said that, sorry.
That's a really good question. That's a really, really good question. Okay.